Yeah, let's see, I've just been thinking about this a bit more. um, so the other chart I was showing you has the Midas support and resistance as well as the top finder um, indicator applied to it. And as far as I can tell, so far you can only apply. They've only programmed the top finder to work on a daily chart. Um, and I've got the ability to apply just the regular Midas support and resistance inside a trade station. So looking at where you're entering again, it's like a stock that's accelerated up, and we're expecting it to continue up rather quickly. But if it doesn't, then where do you get out and still have a bullish bias, right? So I dropped this down to a 240-minute chart, and of course we could drop it down further depending on how accelerated the market is. In a market environment like this over here, we might want to drop it down to a 20-minute chart or even a 10-minute or something like that, just so that we're protecting our entry. I mean, my feeling is that if you're in an accelerated market scenario, you want to be entering in here or in here and not really right here. I mean, yeah, it might dip and come back up, but when you get this kind of a rip up, you don't want to hold it all the way back into here. Um, and I just think obviously that's where we've gotten into trouble. So how do we just catch these, the runs up where we enter here, we catch this, this move up. We hold for a pullback, but we're entering here, so we're not getting offside in this position. When we enter here and it pulls back, maybe on a 10-minute, we're getting out in here and we let this thing pull back and then reinitiate the trade once it's, back into this run again. I know you can kind of get into trouble getting whipsawed, and I've that's happened to me before, but I would prefer to get in and out with tiny risks more than once, and I think that we can hone it down, um, as I'll show you. I mean, basically, what happens here is that you add in a Midas indicator, support and resistance in here, and we catch this run up. I mean, initially you can see just support frequently happens at the beginning. It'll happen a couple of times as a trend is sort of taking off. And then, if we'd gotten in here, we could either drop the time frame or add in another Midas right in on this bar, which probably would have, I'm pretty sure, would have shown support in here. You add one in here, and it'll kind of show you the support areas to be looking for entering and also for just monitoring your long position. Enter another one in here, and then let's just say that it got broken here. We could just lighten the position up and look for this next level of support to hold, and then re-enter long in here. And now we're just monitoring again. So maybe when it came up and tested this previous high over here, we lightened up a little bit as it was showing some weakness and came into this level of support. In a trending scenario, these lines shouldn't be getting broken, and you can see here. I mean, yeah, it broke it here. Maybe we exited or lightened up on some of the position in here. I mean, maybe you even did a little bit in here as it was testing these highs. As it came in, lighten up more, it bounces back up. We buy some more back in here. We buy a little bit more here. We buy a little bit where it starts to accelerate. But we don't hold expecting, we don't hold the whole position, just expecting the next lower level of support to hold and get ourselves into trouble on the position. And I mean, you can see I just added it right here and support. I mean, and I've been using these indicators for a while. They work on shorter time frames. I use them all the time, even on 1 minute, 1 minute windows, and they are effective. Um, and then we can use the top finder also on a daily chart, and then hopefully we'll be able to use a top finder on shorter time frames. I think that they're working on bringing it out on some different platforms, but we'll just have to wait and see. But the top finder, I just started working with that a little bit, and I think that's extremely effective also for not only finding the support zones like this, but really it just hugs a trend based on price and volume, and it is oftentimes really good at getting you out like right near the top of a move, even if it's just before a correction like this. It'd be nice to just lighten the position up before that move if you can, and then reinitiate down here. I think the combination of the two could be really effective in managing, you know, particularly the biggest losing trades that we've had just wouldn't have happened because this approach would have been getting us out long before we had any major damage going on.